Welcome to Chasing Curiosity. TV, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The Philippines has just completed its longest ever runway on Pagasa Island in the disputed Spratly Islands, a bold statement of sovereignty in the South China Sea. This isn't just infrastructure, it's a declaration that the Philippines is here to stay. Finished in late 2025, the runway marks a turning point, signaling Manila's determination to protect its territory. For years, the Philippines watched others build in these contested waters. Now Manila is taking decisive action. The extended runway is a symbol of national pride and a shift from quiet diplomacy to active presence. It provides a vital lifeline and strategic advantage in this critical maritime area. For the small Filipino community on Pagasa, it means greater security and connection to the mainland. For the military, it's a game changer, enabling faster deployment and better surveillance. The government frames this as a defensive, necessary step to safeguard national interests and fishermen. This runway is the centerpiece of a broader plan to modernize defenses amid growing regional challenges. The South China Sea is a global waterway, and what happens here matters to everyone. By building this runway, the Philippines is drawing a line in the sand. It will not be pushed out of its own backyard. This is a new chapter in the long, complex saga of the Spratly Islands dispute. Pagasa Island, the second largest in the Spratlys, sits 480 kilometers west of Palawan, a remote but vital outpost. Since 1971, it's been home to Kalayaan, the only permanent Filipino civilian community in the Spratlys. With a mayor, school, clinic, and now a modern runway, Pagasa is more than a military base. It's a living part of the Philippines. Its location in busy shipping lanes and resource-rich waters makes it highly strategic. Multiple countries claim the Spratlys, making the region a potential flashpoint. A functional airbase gives the Philippines a crucial foothold to monitor and protect its claims. The original runway was short and unreliable, isolating the community and limiting resupply. The new runway ends decades of vulnerability, finally connecting Pagasa to the rest of the country. The civilian presence is key to the Philippines' claim: families, fishermen, and officials living peacefully. International law values actual administration, and Pagasa's community strengthens Manila's sovereignty argument. These aren't just soldiers on a rock, they're citizens making life work in a remote corner of the Republic. The new facilities support this community, making life safer and more sustainable. This solidifies Pagasa's identity as an integral part of the Philippines. The island stands as proof of peaceful, permanent occupation in a contested sea. The new Pagasa runway, now 1.8 kilometers and fully paved, is a leap forward for Philippine capabilities. It can handle larger aircraft, including C-130s and potentially fighter jets, something the old strip couldn't do. Alongside the runway, a new hangar and control tower have transformed the island into a real air base. This creates a logistics hub for sustained air and naval operations in the West Philippine Sea. For the military, it means rapid deployment, better surveillance, and faster response to emergencies. The runway extends the reach of the Air Force and Navy, acting as a forward operating base and deterrent. For civilians, it's a lifeline, ensuring regular delivery of food, medicine, and essentials. Residents can now travel more easily for education, family, or medical needs. The government also envisions ecotourism, with the new airport as a gateway. By improving life for its citizens, the Philippines reinforces its control and commitment to Kalayaan. The upgrades serve both defense and development, anchoring the nation's presence in the Spratlys. This is not just about military might, it's about making the island livable and sustainable. The new runway is a foundation for the future of Pagasa. Building up Pagasa is a direct exercise of Philippine sovereignty. Permanent infrastructure demonstrates real control, actions that reinforce legal claims. The 2016 arbitral tribunal ruling invalidated China's sweeping claims. Now Manila is backing up law with concrete. The new airbase allows officials to visit, deliver services, and patrol the exclusive economic zone more effectively. Faster response to illegal fishing and foreign incursions protects Philippine rights. The project boosts national morale, showing Filipinos their country is standing up for its territory. It sends a message to other claimants and to the Filipino people: the government is committed to defense. Enhanced facilities also support scientific research in a region of rich biodiversity. Scientists can now study coral reefs and climate change impacts more easily, adding another layer to sovereign functions. The Philippines is asserting its role as both defender and responsible steward of the marine environment. While the Philippines upgrades Pagasa, China's massive island-building campaign looms nearby. Over the past decade, China has turned reefs into sprawling military bases. Fiery Cross, Subi, and Mischief reefs. These artificial islands, some within sight of Pagasa, feature long runways, deep harbors, and advanced weaponry. Subi Reef is less than 25 kilometers away, with facilities for bombers, warships, and radar systems. China's bases allow it to monitor and potentially control all traffic in the area. These fortresses project power far from the Chinese mainland, enforcing territorial claims by force if needed. The presence of these heavily armed outposts puts constant pressure on the Philippines and its neighbors. The construction has been widely criticized as illegal and a violation of international promises. Mischief Reef, ruled part of the Philippine EEZ in 2016, remains fortified by China. This network gives China dominance in the heart of the South China Sea. It's a direct challenge to Philippine sovereignty and freedom of navigation for all nations. The contrast between Pagasa's upgrades and China's island fortresses is stark, a true David and Goliath story. The Philippines has one upgraded runway. China has a network of massive militarized islands. Chinese patrols and maritime militia regularly harass Filipino fishermen and resupply missions near Pagasa. The risk of miscalculation or conflict is ever present, with the Philippine outpost under constant pressure. Manila's strategy isn't to match China's might, but to raise the cost of aggression. A credible minimum defense, enough to make any hostile action costly, is the goal. The new runway improves monitoring and response, ensuring the Philippines can't be easily pushed out. Alliances are crucial. The Philippines can't stand alone against China. Upgrades on Pagasa also make the country a stronger partner for allies who want to keep the sea open. The runway supports joint patrols and exercises, helping balance the regional power dynamic. It's about making the region too costly for any one power to dominate. Facing growing threats, the Philippines is revitalizing its alliance with the United States, especially in Palawan. Under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, U.S. forces now have access to key Philippine bases. Antonio Bautista Air Base and Ulugan Bay are being upgraded for joint operations and rapid response. This allows for more frequent joint patrols and complex exercises over the South China Sea. The U.S. presence acts as a deterrent, signaling commitment to defend the Philippines. Access to advanced technology, training, and intelligence strengthens Philippine capabilities. Regular joint drills build trust and interoperability between the two militaries. The alliance is now more focused and directly aimed at defending Philippine sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea. Strategic cooperation extends to Balabac, at Palawan's southern tip, where a new airbase is rising. Balabac's location at the mouth of the South China Sea makes it a vital choke point for maritime security. The new base, with runway and naval facilities, will be accessible to U.S. forces under EDCA. It supports operations in both the South China and Sulu Seas, extending the Philippines' defensive perimeter. For the U.S., it's another strategic node in the Indo-Pacific. This expansion is part of integrated deterrence, using all tools, with allies, to prevent conflict. The Philippines is also deepening ties with Japan, Australia, and South Korea for joint patrols and exercises. These bases create a defensive arc along the country's western edge, improving maritime awareness and response. A distributed network makes it harder for any adversary to neutralize Philippine defenses in a single strike. The Balabac base is a key piece in a stronger, more resilient security posture. The new Pagasa runway, stronger U.S. alliance, and new bases mark a turning point for Philippine defense. The country is shifting from passive observer to active shaper of its security environment. These moves complicate China's dominance and ensure the Philippine flag flies in the Spratlys. A stronger Philippines helps stabilize the region and secures vital sea lanes for all. The U.S.-Philippine alliance reassures allies that international law will be upheld. These actions aren't about starting conflict, they're about making aggression too costly. The runway is more than concrete, it's a symbol of national will and resilience. By investing in defense and alliances, the Philippines is taking control of its destiny. These steps will shape the future of the West Philippine Sea and the Indo-Pacific. Manila's message: the Philippines is standing its ground for its people and for the rule of law.